Hey everyone, welcome back to AI for Procs. In last session, we have learned how to install Visual Studio Code and how to do PowerShell scripting with the help of AI from that Visual Studio Code. Today, we are going to learn what are the variables and data types and how it made the scripting very easy. So if we talk about the variables are some memory locations which are stored in memory, which can uh, host or which can store any type of values that could be text, number or object. What are the data types? Data type is the type of data which will be stored by the variables, and that could be integer, Boolean array or hash table. So we will be learning in more details in next slides what are these type of data types. First, we will be talking about variables, guys. So what is variables? When we are talking about variables, it is kind of containers which will be storing a data. They are fundamental for writing dynamic and flexible script in PowerShell. Variables always start with $sign. If you can guys see in this first this slide, you can see creating a variable. We always start it with $sign and then we write a valuable name to it. So for example, here I am defining a variable $x and I am assigning a value to it. Okay, there are some naming convention to assigning a variable, and that is always use a descriptive names to avoid spaces and special character in the variable, and always recommended that use camel case or Pascal case are recommended when you are defining a variable. For example, server list. Okay, it is a meaningful variable. Whenever I will be writing this variable, everyone can understand that this variable is containing a server list. And if we talk about the variables in PowerShell, those are not case sensitive. We can write any type of variable, but it is always recommended whenever by which case you are defining the variable, it should always recommended everywhere in the script you should use the same type of case throughout the script. So let's understand in more details how we can define a variable. So for example, I want to define my name. Okay, so what I will do, I will use dollar and then I will be giving a descriptive name to it. FIRST first name. Okay, and I am telling that what is the name of that. For example, I am defining here the name of that person is Sarah and it is enter. So now that first name, which is a variable, is containing the value Sarah. How we will know that it is containing? We can simply print this variable. I will just write the name, first name, and it will print its value. Can you see it? Its value. It's printing its value. So these are the way I can assign each variable with the dollar name. I will be giving a descriptive name to it. For example, I also want to write another variable with last name. So I will write last name and I will give it a value, and that value is Johnson. Okay, so I am defining, and another variable I will create the age. Okay, and suppose the age of that person is 28, and let me also define a variable city and where that person is living. He is in Chicago. Okay, so these are the variables I have written. Now when I have defined these variables and I want to use those variables somewhere, so I'm not going to write those name again and again. Instead of that, I will be writing that variable in place of those names. So for example, I want to print the first name and last name of that person with hello. So how can I do? Write hyphen host. Okay, I will write hyphen host and then I will give the double quote, hello, my name is dollar first name and last name, dollar last name. Okay, and then I will be closing this sign. So if I print this, see what it's saying, the hello, my name is Sarah Johnson. Did I mention here Sarah Johnson? No, I mentioned the variable name here, and whatever the values will be stored by these variables, that will be printed here. So I hope it is clear to you how we can define variables. Let's move forward to data types. What are data types, guys? So data types are type of data which will be stored by all of those variables. There are some basic data types. Most of the time, these are the type of data which will be stored by those variables. So what are these type of data type? First type of data type is string. String is a kind of textual data which will be enclosed in a single or double quote, and it could be anything, whether the characters, whether the numbers or any special character, everything which will be written inside a double quote or single quote, that is called string. So here we are writing a type of string variable, dollar message is equal to double quote hello world. So in a double quote I have written hello world. It means that the type of this data type is string. Why? Because the value is inside a double quote, and everything inside a double quote is defined is called string. Another type of data type is integers, which store whole numbers, whether that is minus, whether that is zero numbers, or whether that is positive numbers. So all type of numbers can be stored in a integer type of data types. Okay, the similar way of defining that, uh, dollar and the name of that variable dollar count is equal to 100. Okay, so this is the way of defining. Another type of data type are Boolean. Boolean type of data type is always true or false. It means that whatever value will be stored by the Boolean data type, either that will be true or either that will be false. For example, is enabled, it is kind of questions, right? Is enabled true or is enabled false? It means whether it is enabled, then it is yes. It is not enabled, it is no. No. It means that whenever we are using such type of conditions, we have to use the booleans type of variables. We will be using the type of these variables in the our practical demonstration. Okay, there are also some advanced type of data types which have some complex structure, and we are using a lot these data types in our PowerShell scripting. Okay, so the first type of data type is array. It is order collections of items useful for list of servers, users or files. Access items by index like starting 0. See what I am doing here, I am defining a list here, dollar servers is equal to dollar servers is equal to server 1 and server 2. See, both are inside a double quote, so I'm storing one string here, another string here, and string, there is also another string 3. Okay, now whenever I want to access those strings, I can simply access it with dollar servers and 0. So when I'm accessing dollar servers 0, it means that it will be giving me the first value of that server. Okay, another type of data type is hash table. In some other languages we also call this kind of dictionary. Okay, dictionary type of data types. So what it is, that it will be storing the value in key value pair. Okay, each item would have one key and that would have its value. So for example, here I am storing a user info in this hash table variable, and that is name is equal to John, age is equal to 30, and city is equal to Mumbai. It means that I am storing a type of variable here. So this variable has multiple properties. Each properties has its name, its age, and its city. Okay. How can I access this variable? I can simply use the name of variable with its key. What is the key here? Name, either age or city are the key here. So whenever I want to access this key, I need to simply give the name of that variable and dot, and I will be giving the value, the key name, and it will provide the value of that key. Okay, let's check these type of data types in practical. Okay, so let's go back to our Visual Studio and we will be doing some type of data types here. So first we will start with string. See, this is the type of data type. Whenever I'm storing anything inside the string data type, it will be inside a double quote. Okay, so what I will do, let me write dollar message. Okay, dollar message is equal to, and I will give it hello world. Okay, I'm giving a message hello world. Okay, so this is the type of string data type I'm storing inside message variable. Okay, similar way I can store email address. Similar way I can store some description inside a type of string data type. I can store inside a variable. Okay, so if it someone asks you that what type of data have you entered in this type of this variable, so what will be your answer? Your answer will be string. Why? Because we are putting double quotes, and then inside that double quote I am putting those values. Okay, each type of string would have its method and properties. Okay, so for example, I have stored this message variable. I have created this message variable and I have stored a value inside it, that is a string value. So by default, whenever I am putting any type of data inside a variable, that variable will be automatically become a string variable. Okay, PowerShell is very smart language which automatically understand that which type of data I am storing, and it will consider himself of such type of data. So how can I know that what type of how can I know that what type of variable is this, whether it is? So I can simply write message. Okay, dot, if I write get type. Okay, if I will call its property. Okay, this variable which I defined, and now it will be calling its property, its method, that is get type. Okay, so this say it will tell the name of this type of data which is stored by this variable is string. Okay, so this variable is storing the type of data string. Let me define another variable which will be a integer value. So let me write a number is equal to 10. Okay, now I want to check what type of variable is this. Get type, I will write that and I will enter. Say it says int, integer. It means this will be storing a integer. So similar way we can check all type of data, all type of variables, that what is the type of this variable. Okay, so here what I did, I just called this method of this object. If you remember guys, in our first session we said that everything in PowerShell is a object, right? So whenever I am defining a variable, even that variable is a object, because that has its properties and method. So what are the other properties and methods of a string variable? Okay, I can count the length. I can count a length of, see, I will say message, okay, message dot length. If I type this message here, it will tell me that how many characters are there in this variable. See, it says there are 13 characters in this variable. Okay, so suppose someone will say that write, I want to write hyphen host. Okay, I will say number of characters in the variable is, and then what I will do, I will do dollar message dot length. Okay, if I write this, see, it will say dot length, hello message dot length. Okay, actually I need to give it in this way. Whenever we are defining a value of a variable inside string, I have to give it in this way. Okay, see, it says that length. Okay, spelling mistake, I have to fix it. Length. Okay, yeah, length. Now it will say the number of characters in the variable is 13. Okay, can you see? But not this variable, I'm talking about the value we have assigned to that variable. Okay, so similar way guys, if I print that variable message here, okay, it will give me hello word. Okay, this is in this word where the first letter is capital and rest are small. Okay, and again this. So I want to convert this complete string into uppercase or lowercase. So there are some methods of this string object, to lowercase to uppercase. Okay, let me do to message dot upper. Okay, okay, not upper, to upper, to uppercase. I have to upper, and see the magic, it everything become in capital letter. I want to do similar way in lowercase, so what will I do, to lower, and these are the methods, and this will become in lower case. Okay, so I hope you understand the how we can use, how we can manipulate the string variables, and how we can store the values inside a string variable. Let's talk about the integers. A integer type of variables can store any type of number, whether that is negative number, whether that is zero, whether that is positive numbers. Everything can be stored by a integer type of data type. So how to know that whether it is a integer or no? We simply can use again that uh, get type. Okay, so get type will tell me that what type of uh, data is stored by this variable. Okay, so similar way guys, we simply can store these type of values in a variable which are string data types. For example, count is equal to 42, temperature is equal to -5, year I can define year is 2025. Okay, so if we talk about integer, all the mathematical operations can be done with integers variables. How? Let me define two variables. Dollar x is equal to 10. Okay, I will define another variable dollar y is equal to 20. Okay, but now I want to do some mathematical operation inside in this. X multiply by x, sorry, dollar y. So what I'm doing, I'm multiplying two variables which value is already assigned. See it, what it will give, answer 200. These type of operations we cannot do with string, because we know we cannot do a multiplication with strings, right? Although we can do multiplication of a string with a number, I will tell you it later. Okay. So this is something about the variables that what type of mathematical operations we can do. We can do a addition, we can do a subtraction, we can do a multiplication, we can do a division. So these are the type of operations we can do with the integer data types. Okay, so I hope you got it. All the numbers which will be storing in a variable, that's called integer data type. Another type of data type is Boolean. Okay, so Boolean is something that it will be storing a value in a true or false manner. Why? Because it is something that we are going to check. If this is okay, then it is, if this is true, then this will happen. If this is not true, then that will happen. Okay, so whenever we are using the conditions in the PowerShell scripting, we will be learning the conditions in more details in the future lessons. But just understand it is that whenever we are doing some conditions, that conditions will always check in Boolean form. Okay, is online, if is online value is false, then what will happen? Since this is false, so this will not executed, rather this else block will be executed. Okay, so whenever we are asking someone that whether that is true false, like that situation, in that way we always use Boolean data types. Okay, so we will be using Boolean data type a lot in future when we will be writing the complex script, so that we can make some conditions. If this condition is true, then it will happen. Otherwise, else block will execute it. Another type of data type is array. So guys, we know array is something that which will be storing the values in form of list. Okay, so see here I have created a array of colors. Okay, what is the colors? If I define a blank array, I have to do this. Will be the way of defining array is equal to at the rate this. Okay, now I want to put the value inside that. So how can I define it? Colors is equal to, and I can simply add the rate, and then I will be giving the type of values I'm storing in that. Okay. So let's understand this. What I will do, I will define this variable. Okay. I will define this variable colors is equal to, and these are the values I'm storing. Now if I say colors, if I will say colors, what it will do? It will print the all the values stored by this red, blue, green and yellow. Okay, can you see it? But I want to see that what is the position of the first value in this array. Okay, so always the indexing for the arrays value are start with 0. Okay, so for example, I want to say dollar colors, and I want to see the first value. If I give it in this way, dollar colors 0, it means that it will give me the first value red. It will give me the value red. Okay, similar way, if I write the another value, suppose I will say 5, it will say nothing, because we have nothing in 5 position. Say it will be the 0 position, it will be the 1 position, it will be the 2 position, and it will be the 3 position. We don't have anything in 5 position. Okay, so in similar way, if I want to see what is the value in third position, it will give me the last value, that is yellow. Okay, in similar way, I can define a array with in numbers with integers type of data. Okay, in this array, what will happen? It will store a list of integers, whether that could be a positive numbers, that could be a negative numbers, or that could be a zero. I also can store in array all type of data, whether that is string, whether that is integer, whether that is Boolean, or whether that is Boolean. So let's check this one. If I copy this one, let me do see this. So if I see mix, What it is storing? It is storing all type of values. This is say apple, 42, true, banana. So each type of value is stored by this. And similar way, if I want to see what is the count of my value, so suppose I want to see the count of this mix, count. Okay, it will tell me the count, how many values it is storing. It is storing four values. How? One, two, three, and four. Okay, so it's giving me the count of that variable. Okay, how many values are stored in that array variable. Okay, even I can do some checks. I can do some checks whether that colors contain white or that colors contain C. Can you see? So it will answer in a true or false, whether it is true or whether it is false. Say, colors, is color containing the white? No, right? So what should it answer? It should answer false. Okay. Why it's giving? Because I did not close it with the close bracket. Okay. So if I will do, say, it will say false. Why? Because that color variable is not containing. Okay, is not containing white. Now I will say is contain red. Is contain red. See, it will say true. Why true? Because that color is containing true. Okay. So I hope you guys understand what is the type of array variable which we can use, and whenever we have to store a long list of values, we always use the type of array. Okay, another type of variable is data type, is actually hash table, which will be storing the type of hash table data. In other words, we also call it dictionary type of data type, which will be storing value in the form of key and value. Okay, so if I want to define a blank variable, hash type of variable, how I can do? I can do it star and curly brackets. If you guys remember how we were defining the array variable, at the rate and these round bracket, right? But whenever I am defining a variable type of hash table, how it will define? At the rate and curly bracket. Keep it in mind, guys. So see, what I am defining here, that a person details I am defining with its value. So see, this is the person, and what is the name of that person, what is the age of that person, what is the city of that person, and whether that person is married or not. Okay, so we can simply store this type of data and then I can use that. Okay. See, I'm just creating this hash table of variable, and now if I do dollar person, okay, if I print C, it, how it give me value, what is the name and its value. So what was the value? City, and it's New York. Age 30, married, true, name John Doe. So got it? So how I can actually access one particular value? Okay, I don't need all these value. I want to know what is the city of that person. I can simply do city. See, it will give me the city access. Why? Because I am calling the value of the key with that hash table variable. So I want to know what is the name of that person, person dot name. Okay, person dot, it will give me the name of that person. I want to know the age of that person. How can I do? Person dot age. So this is the way we always can access uh, the hash type of variables value. There is also one another type of value, is that this. Even with the help of bracket, I also can access its value. Okay, and suppose I want to see what are the keys, what are the keys I have defined in that hash table variable. So I simply can write keys and it will give me all the defined keys. See, city, age, married, name. Okay, all those names it has given me. If I want to only see the values which are defined and I don't want to see the keys, I also can see that with person dot values. It means that the name of that hash table object and its values. Okay, so I hope you understand what is the type of data type, whether it is a string, whether that is integer, whether that is boolean, or whether that is array, and now the last one is hash table. So we are going to use these type of data types in a wide way in the future scripting which we are going to write and perform. Okay, now there is some thing we can do. We can convert the string, and specifically if I want to write some type of what type of data I am going to store inside a variable, so I can do that as well, guys. Okay, so let's move back to the slide and let's see what we can do. That is called type conversion. So what is type conversion, guys? It is something that I can convert one type of data type into another type of data type. So how can I do? See, I want to convert a string to integer. How can I do? We know that everything we are writing inside a double quote is called string, right? But if I will put bracket int bracket in front of that, it will become a integer. Why? Because I have given bracket int in front of that string data type. So it is going to convert that data into integer. Similar way, one integer can be converted into string. Okay, if see now 1 2 3 just an integer, right? Because I am not writing it inside a double quote, it means this is a integer. I want to convert it, so what I will do, I will type string 1 2 3. So whenever this will be printed, it will be a integer. It will not do any mathematical operations. I will be giving you some demonstration on it. Okay. Another type is Boolean to string. If I want to convert dollar true to a Boolean, how can I do? I simply need to write in front of that. Okay. But here what I'm doing, Boolean to string. So dollar true is Boolean. So I want to convert it into string. It will simply convert it into string. So let's do a demo of it. How we can convert the data types. Okay. So guys, what I will do, I will be defining a variable. Okay, variable. What I will do, I will defining a variable number. Okay, and now I will do 1 2 3. Okay, see, now this number is, what is the value of that number is 1 2 3. If I will do some mathematical operation with that number, okay, number, what it will be say plus 1. I am just adding 1 on this number. See, what will be the answer? 124. Why? Because this is a integer type of data type which can have the which can have some mathematical operation. So let me do one thing. Let me convert this number to string. How can I do? I can simply do str. Okay. Oh, sorry, not as I will simply write str and number. Okay. I need to write the complete string. Number. Uh, some, I think some spelling mistake. Let me correct it. Okay. So what I will do, because I was not doing dollar, guys, that's why it was, because the dollar is defined here, right? So see, I'm doing, I'm converting this number to string. If I write in this way, it will say 1 2 3. Okay, the number is same. But let me do one thing. Let me do plus 1 on it. What I'm now doing, I'm trying to add 1 in the string. Okay, so what will happen? What will be the answer? See, Answer is 1231. Okay, so you guys, when we do the addition in the integer, it will always append the values. It will not do the mathematical operations with string, whether it will append. For example, let me write hello. This is the string, right? Let me make you understand what I'm doing. Hello. Okay, and now I will plus world. Hello world. So if I do the addition with two string, it will happen hello world. See, it merge it, right? Similar way, if I do a multiplication, what will happen, guys? It will give me an error. Why? Because mathematical multiplication cannot be done with string. See, it gave me error because we cannot do this with type of string. So similar way, if I go to my previous way, if I do a multiplication with this one, okay, because we have converted that number into string by adding this in front of that number, so it become string. Okay, so when it become string, I cannot do multiplication. See, it gave me error. Okay, why it happened? Dollar number into 1 second, guide is supposed to give me error. It's doing multiplication. Probably it is. Let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. Let's understand it in different way. What I will do, I will give that value to string, string. Okay. And I will create another type of string. Let me create it test. Okay. And I will give it a value 4. Oh, sorry. I have to give dollar. Okay. I have to give dollar. Okay. So I have defined dollar. Now, if write test, test, it is what type of data type is I can do get type. Okay. Get type. See, it's saying that this is a string. Now, dollar test multiply by 4. 4. So, guys, string actually can do multiplication. String can do multiplication because see, can you see we were given the value to 4, right? 4 multiplied by 4 supposed to be 16, but it become 4 times. So in string, it always allow to do multiplication with number, but not with string. If I write dollar test multiply by test multiply by xyg not here. Okay, if I write here xyg say, it will give me error because string cannot be multiplied by string, but string always can be multiplied with number. If I write it 4, what it will do, it will write that 4 time. Okay, let me change the value of that test. Let me write str, and I will write it test is equal to let me write string string, and what I will do, I will add just one space. So what is the value of that string? I have to star again dollar, guys. Always remember that we have to define a variable with dollar always, right? So what it's saying that, oh, str not is we have to type string. Okay, string. So I'm doing it string. Let me do string. Okay, we have the value string. See, now I will do a multiplication of this with multiply by 4. What it will do, it will write string space with 4 times. See, string. Okay, but there are some other mathematical operations like minus. It cannot be happen with string. If I will do, it will give me error. It cannot happen with string. Okay, if I will do divide it, I cannot do it. It will give me error. Only addition and multiplication with numbers can be done with string. Okay. Similar way, guys, I can convert a integer to a string. How I can do that? I can write string. I can write int number is equal to, and see, whenever I'm putting anything inside a double quote or single quote, it will become a string, right? It says that, oh, again, making some mistake due to Python. Actually, I used to do programming in Python, and probably that's the habit. See, when I'm writing here, dollar number, right? So now I have put string inside this, but since I have uses bracket int in front of that number, the type of this variable will be string. Sorry, not string. It will be integer. Why? Because I have typecasted it with its value, or that is int. So can you say it? Int. It is string. If I do some addition or division, let's do division or minus. Okay, number number minus 7. See, it is happening mathematical operation. Why? Because I have converted this into integer. Okay. Similar way, what I can do, uh, I can convert a string to Boolean. How? Let me now dollar uh, data or dollar. Let me say it. Bool is equal to, and if I will write dollar tr true. Okay, so dollar bool is true. It is Boolean, right? I want to convert it into string. Let convert string string. Okay, string. See, it's given true. Even that value will given in true in both cases, but the thing is that I can convert it into string. If I say, let's understand it in different way. Uh, okay, dollar. I will say string, string, string. Okay, and I will write dollar bool is equal to, and I am giving a Boolean value to it, dollar false. Okay, dollar false. Now, if I will see dollar bool dot get type, get ty, uh, get typ type. Okay, what is the value? See, it's saying it is string. Although I have assigned a Boolean value to it, but it is string. Why? Because we have typecasted it with string. Okay. So similar way we can do. Let's say dollar uh, dollar number is equal to, and I will do 1 2 3. Okay, now this is string. If I will do dollar number dot get type, what it will do? See, it is saying that it is integer. It is strange, guys, why it given me integer. Actually, guys, PowerShell has a smart language. By default, it consider it as a string. Okay, so I have to specifically tell the PowerShell that I want to define it as a string, then only it will convert it as a string. So this is actually the smartness of PowerShell. Dollar number is equal to, and I will write now 1 2 3. Okay. See, now I will write number dot get type, and it will say it is string. So always remember that in PowerShell, whenever you are using this, PowerShell actually very intelligent compiler which understand this is a number actually, and you are trying to put a number inside it. So whenever you are defining, you have to specifically tell the PowerShell that this is type of string only. Okay. So this is about the data types and variables, guys. You also can write, let us do some practical of how we can leverage our learning with the help of AI, right? So see, this is the GitHub Copilot. This is the Visual Studio Code. You already know it in last session. Okay, we have installed it. Now, what I will do, I will inform PowerShell. I will write here, please create a beginner friendly PowerShell script for me. Okay, and uh, just create that script and I will be using. Let me type that prompt and see. It will write a script for me. See the guys, you don't need to write the script. You just need to understand the script. See, it just written it to for me. Okay, what I said, create a beginner friendly PowerShell project using variables and different data types. See, it created it for me. Okay, you just need to write your requirement and it will create a script for me. Now what I will do, I will copy all this script. I will copy this script. Okay, I will copy this script here, copy, and I will create a file with script one script dot ps1. I have to define the value with ps1. Okay, ps1, and let me paste it. Okay, see, it is defining some value, it is defining some integer value, it is defining one array variable. Okay, it has defined one Boolean variable. See, book details. It has given a book details. And what is that book details? It is its value and its key and its values. Its key, its value, its key, its values. And now it will write each things here in here. So let me execute this command. Okay, how can I execute? I simply give the name of that script and ps1 c. Something wrong here. Script 1 dot ps1. Why it not happened? Let me day 3. Okay, because I have not saved it, guys. It is considering is blank script. Okay, see. Welcome to Alex Bookshelf. Owner Alex. Total book 3. Library open true. Books in your library. The habit this. Book details, The Habit by this, 1984 by George Clean by this. Okay, so this is the way I can just ask AI to write a script for me. It will write based on your requirement. Okay, there are some AI hacks which you can write some prompts. You have to write effective prompts, guys. So explain PowerShell variables like I'm 10 years old with real world example. Okay. So let me write this. Let me go to Chat GPT and I will write it. See, it will see the magic. It will tell me already what's the PowerShell variable. Think a variable is like a box with a label on it. You can put something inside the box like number, word, or even a list. Okay, so what are the real world example? It says that dollar money is equal to 10. Now you have spent $3. So what will be the value? Dollar money left is equal to dollar money minus 3. What will be the answer? 7. Okay, so these are something you always can do and it will be very useful to you. You can make your understanding more effectively with the help of AI. And with the help of AI, you always can write a script. Whatever you want, you just tell it. You have to understand the script. Whatever is written by the AI, it should be clear to you what exactly this script is going to do. Why, guys? See, Chat GPT can mistakes. Can you say this? So you have to be the knowledge of PowerShell so that you can take help from the Chat GPT or other AI tools and it will write a script for you. But you have to be understanding that whether that script is writing is correct or not. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Let's meet on next session.